And back in the second segment of the Cash Kellen AC Sports Report, that's my boy Jazz Mine Mary, Jazzmine-Mari. I'm spelling that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Calls himself D7. That's called Rush Job because he made it real quick. Drops down some of the hottest beats on YouTube, so check him out. Again, Jazz Mine Mary. Getting tasered last week. It was a week of controversy, really.
Yeah, a lot of controversial
not
things.
A real positive sports week.
Definitely not.
Yesterday, with news we knew about a week ago, Jamarcus Russell, released by the Oakland Raiders, #1 pick a few years ago. I don't know if it's just because he was in a bad system. I think it was more of a combination of him not caring and being with the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are a joke.
If I was with the Raiders, I wouldn't care either. To shed some light on him, but
a thing with a guy we saw not care with the Raiders and then go somewhere else and be God for like a season was Randy Moss. So maybe Jamarcus Russell will go to a new team. He'll be excited. I've heard that the NFC East is a very popular place.
If he loses,
the Eagles bring him in there. I'd rather have him over Vic. He's got more potential than Vic. So either way, though, with Russell, I think he has great throwing arm. I mean, that's always what they've said about him. He played in LSU, a big school. He's talented. He's never really been in trouble with the law. It's just been more of a laziness thing. I think he can get the job done. It's just more of a...
He needs to get past his own laziness.
I think he needs to go to a situation where he's going to get a year or two to sit behind, but not 4 or 5. And he needs to sit behind a real good quarterback veteran. Vikings make all the sense in the world to me because certainly they don't want Tavares Jackson as their quarterback.
They're done with him, I think.
Yeah, but I think they need the commitment from Brett Favre to be back because they don't want to bring Russell in as their starter fresh off. I think the fans there would rather see Jackson in there than Russell. Speaking of guys who have a lot of talent and waste it, Pac-Man Jones recently agreed to a deal with the Bengals. We had heard the Lions as the front runner. He had been brought in by the Bengals a few times. I don't know what the attraction to bring this guy in is.
I don't know what makes teams keep going back to this guy.
I mean, he has a lot of talent, but he's been in 2 situations and really hasn't used it.
No, he hasn't at all.
He doesn't have a real defined position. He can play probably any position in the secondary and he can return kicks, but he's not like Devin Hester returning kicks.
He's a versatile player, but he's not. He can't play anywhere, and he's not gonna be anything more than a cornerback. I don't think.
I don't even think that. I think he's not gonna be anything more than a punt returner.
That's possible.
Or like a 3rd or 4th string cornerback. He's never gonna be a 1st string quarterback, and with all the baggage he brings in, does it really make sense?
It really is a waste of money.
Yeah, I mean, you could have gotten somebody in the 5th round with the same amount of potential, and not the.
You build him up through your system, and he doesn't have any legal troubles, and you got twice the player Pac-Man Jones.
No, I think Pac-Man Jones may have cleaned himself up a little because he did have a few minor problems with the Cowboys, but no shooting incidents or anything.
I'm still not as sure. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals, an organization who have been terrible besides last year, and they got out of it mostly because of players having legal trouble. I don't quite understand why they continue to go back to players.
I don't understand it either. I think their organization kind of needs a good wake up call because Pac-Man Jones could suck them right back into that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I don't know how much Pac-Man Jones is gonna do. I mean, it's not gonna be a long-term deal. If he sucks in training camp, he'll probably get cut anyway, because certainly they don't have any reason to need him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
they got Leon Hall and Jonathan Joseph, 2 solid cornerbacks out there. They don't necessarily need him. I think it's either we can get some trade value out of this guy, or we can get real lucky and have 3 elite cornerbacks.
I don't think they're not going for anything big here. I think this is just a little kind of a minor deal, and it's not. They're not expecting anything. I don't think.
No.
And they shouldn't be.
there's nothing to expect. He's been in 2 situations. It hasn't really worked out.
Yeah.
Now, the story making all the headlines this week and the last 2 days mostly is Hall of Fame defensive end Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants, former Dancing with the Stars contestants for you people without a life. Lawrence Taylor.
Hey, my mom watches that show.
Yeah, well, so does mine. That's the funny part about that. But Lawrence Taylor, who I did see him on that show a few times, he never came off as the nicest guy to me, nor has he ever to anyone else with his drug problems. Arrested yesterday for, we just get off the Roethlisberger topic, rape. R-A-P-E, rape. Now, whatever happens with that, I don't really know. I don't know if he did it, so I'm not going to tell you he did it. If he did it, good.
Allegedly, he raped a 16-year-old girl. Am I correct?
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now, how many times do people say that and it's not true? Not a ton.
Allegedly is the most overused word in sports news today.
Yeah. Now, if it's a if it's a 35-year-old woman, do I have as much a problem with this? No.
No.
But it's a 16-year-old girl, and you don't do that.
Especially when you have drug problems.
Yeah, well, he's been out of that for a while, so that's not
the
big deal there. But that may actually they may hold that against him in court. The fact that it's 16, if they go into court, he's getting convicted. No one ever, against a little girl, well, no not little girl, but you know what I mean, is going to say, oh, yeah, keep him out there, let him do this again. No.
No. If they have evidence, they're going to convict him. He's going to jail.
And they're going to do whatever they can to get the evidence. And I feel bad for his kids. He's got 3 kids and a wife, you know, but their dad, obviously in this case, if he did it, he's a loser, and he should be locked up for life. That, to me, is the simplest thing to say about this.
You're a Hall of Famer. You don't go around raping 16-year-old girls.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the best you can do. You can't just get with someone. You got a wife. I mean, you know, if you're not content with her, fine. Divorce her. Do whatever you want. You'll look like a slime bag, but so do a lot of other pro athletes.
It won't be as bad as
raping. This is a career killer. He's lucky he's in the Hall of Fame because he wouldn't be voted in now.
No.
If Lawrence Taylor did this, bottom line, put him in jail for his life. I don't want him out in the streets. Anyone who rapes anyone, put him in jail for life. I don't want him out in the streets, especially if they're raping kids.
It's ridiculous what the sexual predator.
Yeah, that's just a joke.
Thing
it's
is
screwed the whole world up.
Yeah.
That's that Cash Kelly NBC Sports Report second segment. Next segment, we are going to talk the making headlines for this week. It's not a ton because it's a short week, but we'll get to the biggest stories. I'm Tim.
Also some deaths in the picture, so we gotta talk a little
baseball deaths
about that.
We'll get into those. I'm Tim. He's AC.
We're
Come back in a second.